Okay. So as you saw, I was doing some testing there. So annoyingly, for each platform, Stream Elements assigns you like an alias. So I can't use the tip command on YouTube, at least. I do technically have Stream Elements set up for tipping. I just haven't linked it anywhere. And I only have it set up for Stream Elements Pay, SE Pay, because they offer chargeback protection because it's their own platform that they manage. And I thought that might be nice, but again, considering that Stream Elements might be on its way out, I'm not sure if I'm going to bother. Also, Sleepy Chats has had some updates. Still can't use it to send messages on YouTube. But I think that comes down to whether or not you are streaming from OBS, primarily via Twitch, or otherwise. So that's another potential reason I may want to switch to streaming to YouTube primarily with Twitch as the secondary. Okay, I'm just making some notes for myself for later. So yeah, so that's a thing. And yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know if I was just impatient, because I am. Like next time I stream, since I won't be testing commands or anything, I will just let the Stream Elements join manually. But it seems like it can take up to 5 minutes or so. All right, so what's on the docket for today? We're going to do a little bit of Crossworlds. I happen to reach Legend rank within like the first day of getting into this. Of course, I turned down my volume, so I don't remember what I typically run this at. We'll try 40% first. And yeah, randomly it will just go back to the default title screen and title screen theme, which is interesting. And voila! All right. All right. So there is some stuff that I wanted to talk about in terms of the game as a whole that I forgot to talk about when I streamed this previously. So first off, some fun stuff. So we'll look at my my player stats. So I did update my kit a little bit while playing with blues. I'm still using the kit that Nepcaligo recommended to me. But the way that so the boost character kit not only gives you extra stats for boost characters, specifically -5 power, 7 to boost, which is fun because your power stat is abysmal as a boost character anyway. It also provides you with the second level trick speed, air trick expert, and air trick bounty. And the interesting thing is that air trick bounty also stacks so that you end up getting 4 rings per trick. And the way that the air trick adept and air trick expert work, and also the way that they stack with character or vehicle kits, is that they do completely stack, but there is a cap. So air trick expert gives you 75% increase, so 0.75. Air trick adept gives you 0.25. So you're getting 0.75 from this, and you could potentially have 1.5, or sorry, yeah, 1.5 for a total of 2.5, but it caps you at 2.2. So there's no reason to do that, unfortunately. So I was running this with Air Trick Adept and 130 ring limit, but I find that I still max out my rings pretty reliably. And quite frankly, I've been contemplating getting rid of Air Trick Bounty, but I'm not exactly sure what for. Just because typically, like, I dominate usually in the first couple laps, and then everyone who has been sandbagging whips out all their power-ups on the final lap, and then I just get ground into dirt. So that's kind of the thing that I'm struggling with, but I don't know what to do. As like, I was thinking maybe getting like the defense item chance up, and apparently it's a pretty significant increase. There is actually a Google Doc that breaks down the specifics. Oh god, why does Google actually give you a fucking link straight to creating a document? Oh, it's a sheet. That's why it's not showing up for me, I think. No? I don't know why this, for whatever reason, this sheet keeps not showing up for my personal account. It shows up on my VTuber account. Oh well. Defense item chance up, for example. Is under item control. Defense items appear roughly 2.7 times more often, which is a 4 times multiplier to the odds, apparently. So there's that. Which sounds really good. The alternative would be to use something like this, where you are just going all in on like adjusting to the slipperiness of technical drift, and then getting yourself to level 4 boost as much as possible and using that invincibility. And yeah, my other builds I haven't really changed too much, except I changed out crash pads. I changed out Ring Mercy for crash pads, just because, yeah, boxing gloves and King Boom Boot do become a problem at the higher levels. And just as a humble brag, so I started playing this with Blues on his stream on Monday. So he started his stream at 6 p.m. Eastern. And just getting a feel for when we actually started. Of course, I'm being hit with an ad. But basically, my quote-unquote brag is that that I more or less got to legend rank within one day. Despite the fact that at one point we switched over to friend matches, and then the next day I had some appointments. So like I was playing and then I had to go, and then I played some more when I got back. And if I hadn't had that interruption, then I definitely would have done so. Something that's kind of fun, so you can do free races with up to 12 human players, and then you can also challenge rivals. And what is interesting about this is that this is the race park mode from offline play that you can do in co-op. I don't know how it benefits the other people in the lobby, but all the features that you have here. So you can see that I've beaten Team Sonic. I already beat Team Sonic on the highest difficulty, which is pretty challenging, honestly. Recommendation is to do double team dash. And even then, I was still only like 1 point above them. It was rough. because you also have your own teammates to worry about, and when it's AI, that's you can't really rely on them too much. But what's important about this mode is that once you beat this other team, and there will be other racers in there, by the way. It's teams of 4, so even the AI team gets a random AI person to help them. But yeah, it'll be like 3 teams of 4. It's always 12 racers, and once you beat them 3 times, you unlock a new cart of an appropriate type. So the Team Sonic car is a speed type, and Team Roses is probably a handling type. But yeah, there's some. These are basically like the festival rings. So like this is the tap boost rule set. This is the get rings rule set. This is presumably increased item chance, and this is hit death panels. Increased item chance and like hitting people. Extreme match just puts basically all your items are king item boxes. So unfortunately there isn't one for tricking, but you can technically make team ring grab into that. So that's that. And just another slight brag here. Wait, did my thing actually show? No, it doesn't show my rank. I need to go to news, world match. Yeah, so about 35 minutes-ish into his stream. So roughly around 6:35 Monday. And then I hit legend rank because I sent some friends screenshots at about 11:17 p.m. on the 3rd. So we'll call that it's too late for me to do math. Like 28 hours ish. But yeah, so that was my current rank. 9,999 used to be the cap. Apparently they uncapped it at that point, and people call that Legend 0. And what's funny is the only reason I Googled that is because I could have sworn, so when I was going through, so once I got into like B-, I did start getting into Legend lobbies, and that was really frustrating. Once you get to about A rank, you do have the capability of potentially losing points, particularly if you're in the lower half of the leaderboard at the finish. It does take into account the difficulty of the racers that you're going against, but there is still a cap. So like even if you end up in a legend lobby, you won't like get a full level. You'll get more points, yeah, but it's nothing super dramatic. Likewise, if you end up on like the lower half of the leaderboard in a legend lobby, you'll still get like a point or lose nothing, thankfully. But if it does match you with like people that are your appropriate rank, you do start losing like a point here or a point there. But generally, I found that you don't lose many points, if at all. So yeah, that's the thing there. And what else? So yeah, this is a little frustrating. So the leaderboard only shows you the top 100 for this. And so you have no way of knowing. Like this is the Fast Penguin problem, where like during the first season I almost got to the top 100, but I had no idea where the baseline was for a while. This is crazy. This person hasn't even played the regular online mode, but they did the festival and spent that much time in it. Crazy. But yeah, I might have spent more time with that mode, but at the same time, it's also only for one weekend. So, you know, it was a whole thing. I don't think I was able to show off the Guardian Angel title, So there it is. It's cute. You get to see Whisper's wisps. Those are her canonical 5 buddies. I'm kind of kicking myself because I think when I first started playing Sonic Rumble, at some point there were Wisp buddies I could have gotten. I only got the Gray Wisp, and I think that was from one of the battle passes, so I'm hoping I didn't miss any permanently. But yeah, I like the Diamond Cutters title. So if we go here, wait, maybe not yet, not yet. So yeah, the Mirage Blade is what you unlock. For beating Team Sonic, and it's a speed vehicle with some pretty changes. So I don't know if any of the unlockable vehicles are actually like good or meta necessarily. But also, I don't think that's super necessary. The vehicle type matters more than anything, and that's what we're about to talk about. So, because I mentioned that there's a reason why acceleration vehicles are kind of hated. ACL, it's going pretty all right. Just talking about some nerd shit before I get into a couple online races, and then I'm going to switch to Sonic Lost World, because I just wanted to kind of get these thoughts out in a stream before I move on to other stuff. All right. So, like I said, the 3 middle vehicles have some secret properties, which helps and or harms them. But the stats are also important. Speed is pretty self-explanatory. For however many points of speed you have, it increases your maximum speed cap. For acceleration, it increases, or rather decreases the time it takes for you to reach your maximum speed. Acceleration vehicles also have a secret buff where they are naturally built in with the extra traction, maximum traction. There you go. And bumper guard, we're going to talk about in a second. So the reason why acceleration vehicles are not popular is for 2 reasons. One, power vehicles also have that same hidden trait. They also have maximum traction, and they also have bumper guard built into them, so you don't lose rings if you're a power vehicle when you hit walls. So the problem with acceleration is that the different vehicle categories have there is a hidden gear shifting system. So if you were to pay attention to the speedometer in the bottom right corner, there are certain thresholds at which your speed will top out for about half a second or so, and then it'll change gears to the next one, and then your speed will start increasing again. And this also lends to a strange behavior where certain vehicles, even if they have higher acceleration stats, like for example, speed vehicles, this one has an acceleration stat of 17. This extreme gear, this boost vehicle, has an acceleration stat of 34. So you would expect that this would accelerate faster. It doesn't. The boost machines have the slowest gear changing setup, or the most gears, or whatever. So even though it has a higher acceleration stat, it actually takes longer to reach its top speed compared to a default speed vehicle. And these, like, basically both accelerate slower than some of the other vehicles. Power vehicles actually accelerate almost as fast as acceleration vehicles. And I can understand the logic, because power vehicles are designed to shrug off damage that you're taking. So they made it so that power vehicles have less gears to shift, or maybe they shift faster, whatever the situation is there. Again, despite the fact that the acceleration stat for this vehicle is one of the worst, next to speed vehicles, they actually reach their maximum speed. second fastest, almost exactly tied with acceleration. So the thing is, there's basically no reason to use acceleration vehicles, as power vehicles get bumper guard and accelerate just as fast, and they have higher power stats. The only thing that acceleration vehicles do better is that they have better handling, and not by much. So the last trait is, just while we're talking about traits and while it's on my mind, because this is one I keep forgetting, is drift speed. So all vehicles slow down slightly when you're drifting. Power vehicles slow down the most. Handling vehicles, however, speed up when they're drifting. And they actually reach the equivalent speed that a speed vehicle would do on a straightaway. So if you're playing a handling vehicle, anytime you're not drifting, you're technically losing speed. So this introduces an interesting mechanic where handling vehicles drift better and drift faster, but boost vehicles charge up drifts faster and have more top speed. And that comes down to the boost stat, which I'm going to skip over this for a second. The boost stat, all that influences, despite what the manual says that claims that they have longer boosts, all the boost stat changes is how long it takes for your boost gauge to fill up. Doesn't affect boost speed, does not affect boost length, which is what the manual claims. It's also worth noting that, boosts from various sources like dash panels, wisps, and ear tricks as well have various thresholds. However, ear tricks, you get the maximum boost from those. They also have a level 3 boost. So once you've done 3 tricks in the air, that's the best boost that you're going to get from that. Anything else is really just for ring bounty purposes. Handling is, again, very self-explanatory. It just affects how well you turn. That's literally it. Ironic that handling vehicles do not have the benefit of the full traction, but they also kind of don't need it with how good their handling is. And again, you kind of want the looseness of a drift on like sand or ice, which is basically just like 2 or 3 stages potentially, like Láska, the Blizzard Valley, and then Sand Road. Then power as a stat is pretty self-explanatory. It affects the number of rings that you or your opponent lose when you collide with each other. So if your power stat is higher, they will lose rings. If your power stat is lower, you will lose rings. And the number of rings that you lose is based on the discrepancy between the power stats. Apparently also this may affect how much you get bumped aside by any collisions, which is kind of why when I'm drifting and someone just taps me even a little bit, and why I have that one clip with Blues where I tapped him to do a tap boost and he just careened off the fucking course because I think we were both using extreme gears. So yeah. So that's how stats work, and why acceleration vehicles have the reputation that they do. One other thing I wanted to talk about, completely unrelated to this, is I forget if I brought this up during my last stream or if this was purely when I was playing with Blues on his stream, but one of the things I really like about Whisper is her thing is that so she has these capsules under her cloak on her back, right? Those are where the wisps are stored. And so the gadgets that you have in Sonic Forces, those gadgets, like the grappling hook and whatnot, are called Wispons. They are wisp-powered machines, basically. And why Whisper is so unique is that her rifle that also turns into an umbrella for whatever reason. I don't know if that's a specific Wisp power or what. Her sniper rifle is a variable Wisp-on that can swap out the various Wisps that she is basically friends with for varying effects. And I think that is very cool. So there's also a thing right now. My controller's not responding. There we go. We do also have this legend competition that's active. We're gonna do at least one race in here. I would like to just, I don't know how the grade rewards work. It's apparently a very unrewarding, grindy system. So we'll see what that's all about. But like, blue seems to be like around. So I'm assuming grade points are basically a separate ranking point, and I don't know if you actually will gain regular ranking points. But yeah, I'd like to have at least the bronze title. And like I was saying before, I do like how the Grand Prix uses the various emerald colors. That is something that I think Sonic Rumble really should have done. And this is still doing it with, because like Sonic Rumble has, you know, bronze, silver, gold, platinum. And then I think they also have diamonds, and then Chaos Emerald, and then Master Emerald. This at least I think is doing a good job of making these various metal colors look like emeralds. So I think that's very cool. And I also like the fact that you've got the like, because bronze is typically third place, it's got a triangular aspect. Silver has 4 points, gold has 5, platinum has 6, because the Chaos Emerald has 5. But yes, the way that this mode works is everyone gets this gadget in addition to their gadget plate. So you get quick recovery plus whatever else you've got. So one thing I wanted to just show off is wow,
Ready.
the mod that I have installed. So you know, Tangle and Whisper launched without a voice, but there's plenty of mods. This is one of those games. Japanese games, for whatever reason, you tend to use Game Banana as opposed to Nexus mods for this. So let me actually dig up the mod link, and I'll drop that in chat real quick. Is it this one? Let me just make sure. Yeah. So that is that. And that mod is created by Láska. And Meggie-Elise is the voice actress who is currently doing both of these voices. They will be doing an updated version later with another voice actress named Mayatsumi for Whisper. But honestly, compared to like they're obviously channeling the Chaotix Case Files and Tails Tube official voices for these characters. So you know, you're getting a pretty authentic experience either way. But Tangle's just so great.
Let's go already.
So I'm just gonna do a quick time trial. Because I forget what I showed up on my own stream. You know what? We'll just do my 3 favorite courses. I'll probably switch off of Tangle just because, again, she's an acceleration character, but we should be pretty okay. We're only going for A ranks anyway. There's no reward for S ranks, except once you've done all the in-game challenges, you unlock an extra tier, which does recommend, well, one of the titles is get all S ranks. And we'll use this so that we can go off-road and get speed boosts with rings. So good.
Here we go. Bye-bye.
A little looser than I'm used to.
Speed. Swing it.
Yeah, she's really a dead ringer for Tangle's official voice. We'll do some cheeky counter drifts. Wait, does she have a different trick animation? Now, this is not an ideal example of what you would do on a time trial because I have not been collecting rings.
Bye-bye.
So my max speed has not been what it could be. Oh, well. So much for that.
Full speed.
That was cute. Yeah, again, Tangle and Whisper very much have a, like, Charlie and Vaggie from Has-Been Hotel kind of relationship. It's very cute. I like that little vocal sting in the background as well. That just goes like, oppa!
Hang on.
Finish! Alright, let's see how we did. There we go. That's what we like to see. Sure. I'm sure she's got different voice lines for, like, getting hit and using weapons and stuff, but again, I don't really feel like doing a Grand Prix or, well, we'll do one course of that. We'll do, because I've already got the S rank on. Also hop online for a second here, because there are emotes as well.
Hey, hey. Keep it up. Let's do this. Catch you later. Nice. Whoops.
Very cute.
Let's go already.
I also like her really sporty outfit and the color scheme it has. It really works for her. There are designs out there for like prototype versions of Tangle and Whisper where Tangle's going to be a rabbit, which almost kind of makes sense with it. Like, I know like getting your tail tangled is what the name is supposed to reference, but I do find it interesting. And Whisper, instead of the like sniper mask, the like NVGs that she has, she was gonna have just like a face mask, like a bandana balaclava kind of thing.
I was planning on winning.
And the aura that I'm currently using is the lightning aura that you get for reaching legend. And the first rank of legend is 9, by the way. It goes from E to A and then legend. So legend is basically S rank. And so like legend 9 through 9, 8, and 7 are basically S minus through plus, and then 6, 5, and 4 are basically double S minus to plus. And then likewise, 3 to 1 are your triple S. So regardless of whether you have a boost or not, it is faster to drift through there. Also, I learned this. Counter drift. That's how you're supposed to play as the jet. You hold the opposite direction, and that way you don't have to worry about getting stuck steering in one direction. So I actually like the secret world a lot more than I used to. It's still super awkward. The boats and land vehicles control a lot better, but I understand what they're going for now. Oh, Dark Child, nice. And anytime you see a ring appear above your head, you may as well just use all your items, because either Dark Chow is going to replace all your items, or you're going to get slimed. Sorry, I got a jam for a sec.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is a remix of I'm Here, the main theme of Sonic Frontiers. Phew. That was close. There we go. Love that track. It's so good, man. It's like a transcendent experience for me. God, what the fuck was I just talking about? Shit. I'm gonna have to... Hold on. I'm gonna have to go to my VOD and actually play it back a little bit and look at my my closed captioning. This is actually very useful. But yeah, I've learned a lot in a short time. Just... Oh yeah. If you see a ring up here above your head, it's either going to be Dark Chow that's going to take all your items and replace them with 2 other items, or you're going to get slimed and drop an item, or you're going to get hit by a weight and drop your items, if you're in first and second place, or second place rather. So if a ring appears above your head, just spam your items. Just spam them. And then of course, like, I believe we were also talking about like how busted the shuriken is, because it locks on. It feels like it gives you a longer hit stun and keeps you slowed down for longer because it cuts your vehicle in half and that has to respawn. It doesn't take any rings from you, which is nice, I guess. But I mean, you can't accelerate up to full speed because of the extra time it takes. So, kind of a moot point. It also forces you to drop your top item. Like that item is just too strong, man.
Ready.
And then Aqua Forest with the Toho music. Yeah, this one we definitely did. I just can't remember if we did Sand Road in Kronos Island.
Proceeding. Stay sharp. Clean. Go.
Oh, that's pretty awkward. Yeah, I think the actress does a great job with Whisper as well.
Proceeding. Good.
Yeah, it is probably faster to not take that route.
Stay sharp. Clean. Calculate.
There we go.
Calculate. Calculate.
And again, you still want to be doing tricks because you'll still at least get a level 3 boost from it. Which is not equivalent to like other level 3s. It's just level 3 air trick boost, whatever speed that is.
Proceeding. Stay sharp.
Don't take that ring. It is slower.
Go. Calculate.
Oh, that was close. I missed that last ring somehow.
Go. Calculate.
There we go. That felt pretty good. Didn't take optimal turns, but... Yeah, see, that's what I mean, man. The S ranks are, like, rough. There we go. Now we unlock the Sonic Mania OST. What's the next one gonna be? More songs from Recolors. Cool. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Mmm. Very nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so East Stadium.
Do your best.
I'm actually gonna look this up. So there is a YouTuber who puts out some decent videos.
Do your best.
On Crossworlds.
Stay focused.
Oh, that's cool. She actually puts on the mask.
Bye. Sorry. Stay focused.
I like that because the sticker even shows her with the mask on. That's great.
Do your best.
And then get the umbrella with that one. All right, duly noted. So yeah, fast clingy, spelled with a clingy is like you're being clingy, but spelled with a K. Has 2 great videos talking about vehicle stats and warp rings, and they have timestamps, so you know, kudos. So yeah, East Stadium and Market Street and North Star Islands are the ones that save you time. So the thing is, I always struggle hitting the one on Market Street, and that's because like there's that upper path at the very beginning of the race, and you have to do a pretty tight drift, and maybe even release your speed or brake a little bit in order to make it over there. Turns out, so like just beyond that, there are basically 2 ramp sections. There's one, and then there's like a little grass section to the left, and then that's another slight ramp down there. On the upper one of those 2 ramps, you can actually just turn off to the left and land on the lower section of the route that the travel ring is on. And that is one of the better ones to do if you can nail that consistently. Every time I see someone take that route and the one on East Stadium, people do get ahead of me. North Star Islands is a bit more tricky because you there is grass that separates you from a gap in the road, which then goes into a 90-degree turn on the shortcut. So you have to have a boost item, but it is faster, so good on that. However, you do not. So normally most of these will be slower, but you'll get a king item box or whatever for taking that route because it's slower. However, for North Star Islands, the king item box is just before the crusher, the press factory section, because that's kind of like your consolation prize for taking a worse drift there. And when it comes to those item boxes, you also have to consider the distance to the finish line at that stage. So, for example, Colorful Mall has you can turn off to the right of the upper section on like just before the final turn where there's a split path with like the cafeteria with all the chairs and whatnot. That is a much slower shortcut, and you get that king item box way too short for that to make a difference. Aquaforce, same deal. It teleports you slightly backwards. Yeah, you get a king item box, but the time loss is worse. Even if you don't have a boost wisp, it is just faster. But if you do have a boost whip, it is even faster to cut across that grassy corner. Ocean View and Coral Town have maybe travel rings to take. Coral Town is basically it'll randomly be on the left or the right toward the end when you're bouncing on the coral. If you have a boost wisp, ignore it and just cut across the grass in front of the finish line. Otherwise, it's a moot point if you don't have a boost wisp. Ocean View has the most obscure one, similar to Colorful Mall. Right near the beginning, you basically have to turn off right onto some platforms over top of the water. Because they're kind of like the raised granite section toward the end of the mine course, you're bouncing you're bouncing from one platform to another and not really getting full control over your vehicle. So it's typically recommended to land on the first one and then use a boost. But at that point, you're spending a boost to do it. It is technically a little bit faster, but it's dependent on that. So it's kind of a eh. So really, it just comes down to East Stadium, always take it. Market Street, if you can practice that trick of going off that first ramp and going off to the left to land on that, definitely do it. I don't, unfortunately, the video does not test if you slow down on the upper path, which is the way that most people probably think to hit that shortcut. So I don't know if that's actually better or not. And then North Star Islands, if you have a boost, that you should take that, and that will get you there faster. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of world match, and then probably just one match of Legends competition. I have actually played on Bikini Bottom. I will say, so compared to all the base game courses, I don't really remember having an issue with sight rating any of them. But I found that issue consistent with the DLC. Bikini Bottom on the final lap has a volcano that erupts. There are like projectile indicators, but you come in there very fast just before the finish line. And the first time I played it, I got hit by every single fucking one. Chow Park, I will say, is my least favorite map, because after you take that split path with the machine that's swinging back and forth overhead, you need to immediately drift to the left, or you will go off the fucking course. That one and the balloon cloud stage has the same problem if you take the lower of the two shortcut paths. Like there's the first shortcut, which has railings, and then the second shortcut right after that does not have a railing. And especially on supersonic speed or in a team race, if you get a team boost, you're just going to keep going off the road. So those are my two my least favorite Crossworld and regular track. So yeah, volcano at the end of Bikini Bottom sucks. Once you know that it's coming, it's fine. Same deal with the Minecraft stage, but not as much. Like, thankfully, they auto steer you once you hit the broken segment on the final lap that takes you down into a mine and then into the nether. So that's totally okay. That's easily the best of the DLC maps. And then the Pac-Man stage, I don't like how it starts with a little hedge maze with the ghosts. It's a cute detail, but
Proceeding.
The hedge maze is awkward. Once you know how to navigate it and that there's a shortcut, if you immediately drift over to the left, it's fine. But yeah. I also really like the Pac-Man DLC stage on the final lap. You can actually see and like track the path that Pac-Man is taking, and he actually shows you the route that you're going to be taking through the maze. And you also jump into a arcade machine, which I think is really cool.
Target locked.
Digital circuit.
Oh, they have a magnet. We need rings.
Go. Stay sharp.
God damn it.
Target locked. Calculated.
I don't know what the faster route is between those two turns, honestly.
Stay sharp. Calculated.
Okay, this should get me to a hundo, maybe? No? Okay.
Go.
There's not enough jumps in this map.
Proceeding.
However...
Stay sharp.
Ah, I missed it. Shit.
Good. Calculated. Calculated.
Got that one.
Target locked. Proceeding.
Yeah, that now it's down to the wire. Whew. But we should still get some points from that. Oh yeah, top 3? Let's go. Yeah, you see, this is what I mean. Like, I'm getting ranked against. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. All right. And let's take a spin on the legend mode and see what that's like. Oh, so you just start at bronze? Huh. Okay. Interesting. So you're basically guaranteed to get a title. I wonder... Well, I didn't have a rank earlier, so you probably have to play at least one match to get the title. I will say the leaderboards do take some time to update. They'll always show your local score at the top of the screen, but then they'll also show you on like the list of your friends, for example, at the last score that you had when they last updated. These are some of the most boring maps. And I can confirm that selecting random just chooses one of those 3 maps randomly.
Stay focused.
But yeah,
Do your best.
we'll have to see once Surge actually makes it into Crossworld, knock on wood. But like I'm starting to appreciate a lot of what's going on with Whisper. And don't get me wrong, I like Tangle as well. Tangle to me is kind of like the new protagonist of, like, there's also a mod to put Tangle in Sonic Superstars, and I think she looks perfect in that engine's visual style. Oh, okay. So you can just straight up lose points right off the cuff. All right. Now I'm understanding why this is apparently so much of a grind. Also, your placement in online races is based on your rank usually. Although I don't think I was the lowest person, or the highest person. You start at the back. You start lower if you are. Oh my god, dude.
Target, stay sharp.
The lower your rank is in the lobby, the closer to the front that you start.
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Don't be you bitch!
Target locked.
I don't want roulette road. Shit taste. My favorite part of this game is trash talking the Crossworld selections that people make.
Deploying.
Oh my god, stop wedging me against the wall! That is also the worst part of online play, is when you're stuck and pinned against a wall by a shitty person who doesn't know what they're doing. It drastically slows you down because they can't get out of their fucking turn. There we go. No, I actually would have liked that item. Oh well. One thing you have to be careful about is, oh god! Fucking Miku, you bitch!
Proceeding.
So there are those shortcuts there. I don't personally like taking them. I don't know if they actually slow you down, like if they are off-road terrain or not.
Stay sharp. Yeah. Go.
Don't hit me, monster truck man! Motherfucker with your goddamn tornado. Oh well. That should be fine. I completely interrupted my train of thought. So yeah, generally if you're 6 and above, you should be getting points. No, it's not bad. Hey, okay, yeah, you do have to play at least once. Cool. So let me double check my my thought again, because I was talking about something before everyone started fucking bulldozing me on the final lap. But yeah, as you can see, my build's working pretty good. Actually, I'm kind of curious, considering that people were losing points. Where is this actually gonna place me? 3,081. Really? Wow. Okay. Twitch is not allowing me to watch it. Come on. What was I talking? Oh yeah. So laser and drill wisps travel longer the further back you are. They are also kind of designed to not spit you out in front of hazards. They are not perfect in that respect, but in that circumstance, I think the reason why it lasted as long as it did, because that was actually pretty long for a laser wisp, honestly. That was a combination of me being in 9th place and also that was a really tight turn. So I don't think it would have spat me out on that turn at any point. And because of how fast it cuts turns, for the really wide, slow drifting turns like that, where you can only really take that super tight if you're using like a handling vehicle, you really, that is a perfect opportunity to use the laser wisp. But that's also why people do that for bagging builds. They use the triple items, they use the swap items, and then they use the wisp chance increase, so that basically they get a whole bunch of items, they swap their top item to whatever junk they want to get rid of, and they spend it, and they basically just fill their inventory with laser and drill wisps, and then they catch up to the pack as reasonably as they can, and then they just spam those on the final track. And so that's how sandbagging works in Crossworlds. But yeah, so that's Crossworlds update. I don't know how often I'll stream this. Honestly, this is probably this is more for me. And I am going to probably play this more off stream and collaboratively with other people. I don't personally see the point in doing a whole like Grand Prix thing. When more DLC comes out, I'll probably use that as an excuse to stream this. I'm very excited for the Wily Fortress stage with the Mega Man DLC that's coming out soon, because it's probably going to be Wily Castle Stage 2 for Mega Man 2. I mean, why wouldn't it be? I was also saying to Blues and Lunalaur and friends that it would be super cool if when the Crossworlds travel ring comes up, if there were like gates that would raise like the boss doors in a Mega Man stage. And because I said that out loud, I'm now going to be very disappointed if that doesn't actually come to pass, because that's such a cool idea. And again, with the DLC stages, I will say they've been pretty good at, like, again, you get the Pac-Man dots that makes Waka Waka noises, the Minecraft, and the fact that you jump into an arcade machine to enter the maze. Those are great. Honestly, Bikini Bottom is kind of the least interesting stage. It's also just kind of the worst. Again, like I said, the volcano is not bad once you know it's coming, but I don't enjoy... Oh, can you actually change the main menu theme by backing out? Ah, that's cool. But the problem I have with that is that, like, right at about like the halfway point, no, maybe about a third of the way into the course, there is the jellyfish fields show up and you bounce off of them, much like the jellyfish in Fast Penguin. And much like in Fast Penguin, you have issues with air control. So if someone knocks you just as you're about to get onto the jellyfish, you will sometimes careen off the course, possibly right at the end of the jellyfish, and then it spawns you back at the beginning of the fucking jellyfish. It's terrible. And then there's like a hard shortcut immediately after that you can potentially take if you have like a boost wisp and you use it in the air, just as like cut immediately to the left after the jellyfish, like through the air and land on a short platform over there. I don't think that shortcut is worth it, man. But it's got a fun wave section. I do like the boat sections. And honestly, now that I've warmed up to the jets, I still find they're really awkward compared to the boats. So I do partially revoke my previous opinion that they should like stop doing the transformed style racing in favor of something more like Team Sonic racing where everything's ground based. But yeah, I've softened my opinion on that a bit. Okay. So, let's do some Lost World. Let me just change my stuff over here. It's going to take a little bit longer because I want to create a separate VOD on YouTube. I don't know what to rename my Twitch stream, so I'm just going to leave that as is. And actually, I'm also going to rename my YouTube VOD before I end it. I'm also curious what happens if I end my YouTube VOD through YouTube Studio. So I'll be back in a moment, and we'll talk about this shortly. I'm also probably going to use the bathroom.